5 days after Mom's letter kept me afloat in the rain-soaked dark of February 20th. February 25th, 1968, hit with a tin spoon scraping a C-Ration can, cold beans sticking to my throat, and Eddie, scrawny Eddie with fogged glasses, grinning at me under the tent at Camp Enari, my first friend in this red dirt hell. Back then, my fatigues dripped, boots sank in mud. Mom's words were waiting, Johnny, warm against my chest, a lifeline from Ohio cutting through the foxhole echoes of February 13th, bugs screaming, fear chewing me raw. Now the sky was clear, dirt cracked under my boots, my M14 leaned 5 feet off, and Eddie's laugh, tastes like home, huh, Carter? Sparked a flicker of Mom's kitchen, Dad's barn, Marion's cookies, a thread tying me to him in this war's grind. February 25th woke me slow and quiet, the tent flap glowing faint with the first light at Camp Enari. A dry warmth creeping in after weeks of rain that had soaked me to the core, dust swirling in the air as jeeps growled 50 yards out, their tires chewing up the red dirt, kicking clouds that settled on my boots, my fatigue stiff with dried sweat and mud from a patrol 2 days back, my M14 slung over my shoulder, its strap digging into my skin like it had grown there. 5 days ago, February 20th, I'd stood under a sagging tent, rain hammering my helmet like 1,000 fists, my boots sloshing in ankle-deep mud, my fatigues heavy and wet, clinging to my legs, Mom's letter trembling in my hands. Quiet without you. Her words burning through me like a hot coal, keeping me warm, the foxhole night of February 13th still clawing at my dreams. Bugs buzzing, so loud I'd press my palms to my ears to make it stop. My hands shaking every time I tried to sleep, my breath coming short and ragged like I'd run a mile. Today was different. No wet chill, just a warm stillness that hung heavy in the air. The sky a sharp blue when I stepped outside, stinging my eyes after weeks of gray. Choppers thumping faint 300 yards off, their blades a low hum, tents flapping in a soft breeze. Guys hollering over a dice game 20 yards away, their voices rough and sharp. The latrine stink drifting 10 yards to my left, sour and thick. My cot creaking every night I rolled over. Tommy snores 3 feet, left a jagged hum. That had become my anchor, keeping me grounded when the dark tried to pull me under. I'd barely slept, my eyes cracking open to that gray dawn, my body heavy from the patrol 2 days back, my shoulders aching from hauling ammo crates through the mud, my hands still raw, the skin cracked and red, dust stuck under my nails from digging through the dirt to stack those damn boxes. My stomach growled by 09:30, a low rumble I couldn't ignore after skipping breakfast. Too tired to eat then, just coffee that burned my tongue, black and bitter, slosh from a dented canteen. I pulled myself up, my boots thumping the ground, the red dirt crunching under them as I trudged toward the supply, 10-30 yards off, my fatigues itching against my skin, stiff and rough, my helmet tilted back, sweat already beading on my forehead, trickling down my neck in the dry heat that baked the camp. The walk felt longer than it should have, my boots scuffing the cracked dirt, the sun climbing higher, glaring off my helmet, my M14 thudding against my back with every step, a steady beat I'd stopped noticing, the camp waking up around me. Choppers humming in the distance, jeeps rolling past 50 yards out, their engines growling, guys shouting over dice, their laughter cutting through the air, the dust thick, sticking to my lips, my throat dry as I swallowed hard. Chow call hit at 1,100. Not hot chow, just C-Rations. Those tin cans stacked in a dusty pile under the supply tent's sagging canvas. The kind of meal that came cold and gritty, nothing like Mom's stove back home. But it was food, and I'd learned to take what I could get in this place. I grabbed 2. Ham and lima beans, beef stew, my boots crunching loud on the dirt as I stepped up, my M14 thudding my back, the cans cold in my hands, dented and scratched, the labels peeling at the edges, my fingers brushing the rough metal. Eddie trailing behind me, his small frame hunched under his own fatigues, his glasses fogged up from the heat, his boots dragging slow, his voice a low mutter. Better than starving, huh, Johnny? I smirked, my throat dry as the cracked ground under me, my hands gripping the cans tight, my mind slipping back. Ohio, Mom's gravy steaming on the table, thick and rich, Dad's fork scraping his plate, Marion's cookies crumbling in my hands, still warm from the oven. The smell of sugar and butter hitting me so hard I could almost taste it. The kitchen alive with sound, the stove hissing, plates clattering, Dad's grunt, "Good eats, Johnny." Marion's laugh as she stole a bite off my plate before I could stop her. We ducked under our tent, my boots kicking up a swirl of red dust that settled around my legs. The canvas sagging 10 feet overhead, the air still and warm inside. The dirt floor dry and cracked as I sat down, my cot creaking under my weight, my fatigue sticking to my thighs, my helmet off now, sweat beating down my neck, dripping onto my collar where it left dark spots that spread slow. Eddie plopped down 3 feet to my left, his can already open, his spoon digging in fast, his fatigues loose on his thin arms, his glasses slipping down his nose, his grin wide. Ham and Lemus Carter, jackpot. His voice light, his boots tapping the dirt, a sharp little rhythm that cut through the quiet. The tent humming with the sound of guys eating, talking low, coughing, the breeze outside stirring the dust. My hands fumbling with my own can, the tin lid bending back slow under my fingers, the metal cold and rough, the smell hitting me as I peeled it open. Salty, stale, a faint whiff of meat that wasn't quite right, but close enough to spark something. A memory of Mom's kitchen table, the chipped plates stacked by the sink, the steam from the pot clouding the window, Dad's grunt as he dug in. Past the salt, Johnny, Marion's giggle as she swiped a roll from the basket, her hands sticky with butter, her laugh bright in the warm air. I scooped a spoonful, the beans cold and sticky, sliding down my throat slow, the taste hitting me, salty, gritty, a faint meaty hint that wasn't Mom's cooking but close enough to pull me back to Ohio, to that kitchen table, the steam curling up, Dad digging in, Mary, and stealing a bite, her giggle warm, the smell of gravy thick in the air, the stove hissing low, the clatter played the sound I could still hear if I closed my eyes. My stomach settled, the growl fading, my hand steadying a little as I took another bite, the tin can cold against my knee, my fatigues warm from the sun filtering through the canvas, my boots kicking up dust as I shifted, Eddie's voice cutting through the quiet. Back in Jersey, Mom'd kill me if I ate this slow. His grin wide, his glasses slipping further, his boots tapping faster, the tent alive with sound, guys coughing, talking, the breeze soft outside, my chest loosening up, his laugh a tether pulling me out of my head, a thread tying me to him, to this moment, to something real in this war's endless grind. I cracked open the beef stew next, my spoon clinking against the tin, the brown mush thick and heavy, the taste bland but filling, sticking to my tongue, my fatigues warm against my skin, my boots coated in a thin layer of dust, the can cold in my hands, dented for being tossed around, the label half gone, my fingers brushing the rough edges as I scooped another bite, Eddie chattering away. Back in Jersey, Mom made spaghetti, Carter, sauce so thick you'd smell it from the street. His eyes, bright behind his fog glasses, his spoon waving in the air, his boots kicking up little clouds of dirt, the tent flapping soft in the breeze, my mind slipping again. Mom's kitchen, her apron dusted with flour, the pot bubbling on the stove, Dad's voice calling out, more bread, Johnny, the smell of garlic and butter drifting through the house. Mary, and sneaking a taste when Mom turned her back, her giggle soft, her hands sticky with sauce. The warmth of it all pulling me back, pulling me home. I smirked. Sounds better than this slop. My voice rough, my spoon scraping the bottom of the can. The stew emptying slow, my chest warming up, Eddie's words painting a picture. A home not mine, but close enough, a thread tying us together. 2 kids in fatigues, sharing cold cans, finding a scrap of humanity in the dust, the heat, the war stretching out like a shadow I couldn't see yet but felt creeping closer with every bite, every breath. The walk back from the supply, tent stuck with me, replaying in my head as I ate, my boots crunching the dirt, the sun high now, beating down on my helmet, sweat dripping down my neck, soaking into my collar, the M14 thudding against my back, the cans cold in my hands, Eddie trailing behind, his boots dragging, his voice low. Hope it's not that damn fruit cocktail again. His laugh faint, the dust swirling around us. The camp alive with sound, jeeps rumbling 50 yards out, choppers humming far. Off, guys shouting over dice 20 yards away, the air thick with heat and noise. I'd grab the cans quick, my hands raw from yesterday's crates, the red dust sticking to my fingers, the supply tent sagging, the pile of C-Rations dusty and dented, Big Mike's voice cutting through. Hurry up, Carter, ain't got all day, his hand steady on a crate, his fatigues dark with sweat, the walk back slow, my boots heavy, the dirt cracking under me, the sun warm, the cans cold, my mind drifting, Mom's kitchen, the stove hissing, the smell of gravy thick, Dad. Boots thumping the porch, Marian's laugh as she darted through the dusk, the warmth of it all a ghost I couldn't shake, couldn't let go of. Not here. Not now. Eddie didn't stop talking, his spoon scraping the last bits from his can, his boots tapping 3 feet to my left. February 25th, 1968, the tent shading us from the sun climbing higher, the red dirt dry and cracked under my boots, my fatigue stiff with sweat, my M14 leaning 5 feet off against my cot, the beef stew gone now, the taste lingering on my tongue, salty, thick, a faint echo of something I used to know back home. 5 days back, February 20th, Mom's letter had hit me hard. We're waiting. Rain pounding down like it wanted to wash me away, my hand shaking as I held it. Ohio alive in her words. The foxholes bugs from February 13th still buzzing in my head every night. My chest tight with a dread I couldn't name, my breath short every time I try to close my eyes and rest. Now Eddie's voice filled the tent, his glasses fogging up in the heat, his fatigues loose on his thin frame, his hands waving as he talked. Jersey's loud, Johnny, cars honking all night long, kids shouting in the streets, Mom yelling at me to take out the trash before supper, his laugh sharp and quick, his eyes far off like he could see it all, the tent quiet except for him, the breeze soft outside, my boots still, my hands resting on my knees. My empty can balance beside me, my ears locked. On every word he said, pulling me in. Dad worked the docks, he went on, his spoon clinking against the tin, his boots kicking up little puffs of dust, big guy, hands like hammers, smelled like fish and sweat every night. He came home, crashed on the couch with the radio blaring some old tune, Sinatra or something, off-key as hell when he sang along. I could see it clear as day. Eddie's dad, broad shoulders hunched over, oil-stained shirt clinging to his back, boots thumping the floor as he kicked them off by the door, his snores shaking the house, a man like mine, steady and quiet, always there when you looked up. My throat tightened up, my mind drifting back. Dad in the barn, pipe smoke curling around his head, his hands greasy on the tractor's bolts. Hold it steady, Johnny, his voice low and sure, the smell of tobacco and oil thick in the air, the barn door creaking as he pushed it open, hay bales stacked high in the corner, the tools clanging on the workbench, the faint hum of crickets drifting in from the fields outside. I nodded. Mine fixed tractors smoked a pipe, smelled like tobacco all the time. My voice low, my hands brushing the rough fabric of my fatigues, the tent flapping in the breeze. Eddie grinning wide, yeah? But he didn't sing Sinatra and wake the damn neighbors like mine did. His laugh loud, his spoon tapping the can, the air warm, my chest loosening, his story pulling me in, a mirror to my own, a thread stitching us closer over the dust and the heat. Sister Rosie, she's 15, he said, his glasses slipping down his nose, his boots going still, bossy as hell, stole my comics every chance she got, drew flowers all over him with her crayons, said I'd thank her someday when I wasn't so mad. Mary and flashed in my head, her brown eyes sparkling, her laugh ringing out across the field as she ran, her cookies warm in her hands. Johnny, catch me. I smirked. Mine's Mary and bakes cookies, runs wild in the fields back home. My voice soft, my hands gripping my empty can, the tent humming with the sound of guys shifting around, Eddie nodding. Rosie'd love her swap recipes, gang up on us and laugh about it, his grin wide, his spoon waving again, the breeze stirring the dust, my heart. Warming up, our sisters alive in the air between us. 2 homes crossing paths, a bond building over cold beans, stale crackers, a war we didn't choose but couldn't escape. Got drafted last spring, he finished, his voice dropping low, his glasses off now, his hands rubbing his face slow. Mom cried all night. Dad clapped my back so hard it hurt. Rosie gave me her lucky dime, said, "Don't die. You idiot, I need you around." His eyes met mine, dark and steady. The tent going still, the dust settling around us, my boots quiet, my hands tightening on my can. Same here, Mom prayed every night. Dad just nodded. Mary and hugged me till I couldn't breathe. My voice cracked, my chest heavy, the C-Ration can cold in my grip, the air thick, Eddie's dime glinting in his palm as he pulled it out, my letter tucked close against my chest, our stories tangling together. Two kids from nowhere, stuck in this war, sharing tin cans, finding solid ground, a friendship forged in the dirt, the heat, the fear we didn't say out loud but felt in every quiet moment, every shared glance. Eddie kept going, his voice softening, his hands still now, the spoon resting in his can. Dad had come home late, boots thumping the floor, fish smell sticking to him like a second skin, flop on the couch. Radio on low, Sinatra crooning. Mom yelled, "Turn it down. You'll wake Rosie," but he'd just grunt, half asleep already. I saw it. Eddie's house, small and loud. The radio's hum filling the room. The couch sagging under his dad's weight. The fish smell sharp in the air. The night settling in slow. A scene so close to mine, I could feel it. Dad in the barn. Pipe smoke curling. The tractor's engine ticking as it cooled. Mom's voice calling from the house. "Johnny, supper's ready." Marion's laugh as she ran through the dusk. The crickets chirping. The air warm with summer. I nodded. Dad'd sit in the barn. Pipe going, tools clanging. Mom call us in, Marion sneak out to chase fireflies. My voice low, my hands brushing my fatigues, Eddie grinning. Rosie chase him too, jar in her hands, get mad when I let him go. His laugh soft, the tent still, the dust settling, our homes alive between us, a thread tying us tighter, a bond growing over cold rations, a war stretching out around us. He leaned back, his spoon still now, his glasses off, wiping them with his sleeve. Mom cooked spaghetti sundaes, sauce simmering all day, house smelled like tomatoes and garlic. Rosie'd sneak bites, burn her tongue every time. I could taste it, Mom's gravy, thick and rich, bubbling on the stove, the kitchen warm, Dad's boots by the door, Marion's cookies cooling on the table, her giggle as she swiped one early. I smirked. Mom make gravy, Marion steal cookies, burn her fingers. My voice soft, Eddie laughing. Sounds like Rosie, always impatient, his grin wide, the tent warm, our stories weaving, a friendship solidifying in the dust, the heat, the shared ache of home. February 25th stretched into dusk, the tent glowing a soft orange as the sun dipped low, the red dirt cooling under my boots, my fatigue stiff and sweaty, my M14 resting beside me on the cot. Eddie 3 feet to my left, his C-Ration can empty, his glasses fog, his voice trailing off as we sat there, the camp buzzing around us. Choppers thumping 300 yards off, their blades a distant hum. Jeeps rumbling 50 yards out, tires crunching dirt, guys laughing over cards 20 yards away there. Voices sharp in the fading light, the air warm and dry. A break from the rain of February 20th when Mom's letter, "Come home," kept me warm. The foxholes bugged for February 13th still creeping into my dreams every night. Eddie's laugh a shield, a light in this war's slow, grinding churn. February 26th dawned hot and bright, the sun already beating down by 0700, my boots crunching the cracked dirt as we hauled gear to the supply tent, my fatigue soaked with sweat by mid-morning, my M14 slung over my shoulder, its weight pulling at my back. Eddie beside me, his glasses slipping down his nose, his hands gripping a crate, heavy as Dad's toolbox back home. His grin faint, the sun high overhead, the red dust thick in the air, stinging my eyes, the supply tent 30 yards off, a sagging shadow in the heat, my arms burning as I hefted the crate, my mind drifting, Dad's barn, tools clanging on the workbench, past the wrench, Johnny, the smell of oil and hay thick around me, the barn door creaking, the field stretching out green and quiet beyond. We stacked crates for hours, my hands raw, the wood splintering under my fingers, sweat dripping down my face, soaking my collar, Eddie muttering, "Gonna feel this tomorrow." His laugh weak, the dust coating our boots, our fatigues, the air heavy with heat and effort. Noon brought C-Rations, my spoon scraping the tin, the beans cold and sticky sliding down my throat slow, Eddie chattering beside me. Rosie'd hate this stuff, too salty for her, his laugh soft, his glasses fog, his boots tapping the dirt, my chest warming as I ate, the camp alive with sound. Guys coughing, talking, jeeps rumbling. The air humming, our bond growing, a rhythm forming in the dust, the heat. The weight of the crates still lingering in my shoulders. I scooped another bite, the taste gritty, my mind slipping. Mom's kitchen, the stove hissing, gravy thick, Marion's giggle. Johnny, save me some, the tent flapping soft, the breeze cool, Eddie's voice a tether pulling me back, keeping me here. February 27th, we cleaned rifles, the sun lower now, casting long shadows across the camp. My hands running over my M14, oil slick on my fingers, staining my nails black, my boots dusty as I sat on my cot. Eddie 3 feet left, his glasses off, wiping them with his sleeve, his barrel gleaming in the light. Gotta keep her ready, huh, Johnny? His voice steady, the tent quiet, the breeze cool through the flap, my mind drifting. Dad's gun rack in the corner of the barn, his voice low, clean it right, son, the smell of gun, oil sharp in my nose. The workbench cluttered, the hay bales stacked high. I worked slow, my fingers sliding over the metal, the oil cold, the rifle heavy in my lap. Eddie humming some tune, off-key like his dad, his laugh breaking through. Bet I beat you in a shootout. My smirk faint, my hand steady, the war shadow creeping closer, a whisper I couldn't shake. C-Rations came again at noon, my can open, the stew thick and heavy, sticking to my spoon, Eddie grinning, better than yesterday's batch, less like mud. His spoon clinking against the tin, his boots tapping, the camp steady around us. Guys eating, talking low, my heart calm, my chest warm, his presence a tether, a friend in the chaos. The war closing in slow, a shadow I couldn't see but felt in my bones. I ate slow, the taste bland, my mind drifting, Mom's gravy, Dad's fork, Marion's cookies, the tent warm, the breeze soft, Eddie's voice grounding me, keeping me from slipping too far. February 28th brought rumors, patrol soon, maybe a fight coming, the air tense by morning, my boots restless as I paced outside the tent, my fatigues tight, my M14 close, slung over my shoulder, its weight a comfort now, Eddie quieter, his glasses fogged, his hands resting on his can. We'll be fine, right, Carter? His voice low, almost a whisper, the tent heavy with silence, the air thick, my spoon still in my hand, my chest tightening, the foxhole's fear creeping back, bugs buzzing in my ears, my breath short. I nodded. Yeah, we'll be fine, my voice rough, my boots scuffing dirt, the camp buzzing, choppers thumping, jeeps rolling, the rumors spreading, guys whispering 20 yards off, my hands sweaty, Eddie's dime tucked in his pocket, my letter pressed against my chest, our friendship a thread, thin but real, holding us together before the storm I could feel building, a shadow growing in the dry air, the red dirt, the quiet days ticking down to something I didn't want to name but couldn't ignore. February 25th, 1968, gave me Eddie, small, scrappy Eddie with his fog glasses and quick, sharp laugh. Over cold C-Rations, tin spoons scraping metal, a friendship born in the cracked red dirt of Camp Enari, my first anchor in this war's slow, grinding churn. 5 days back, February 20th, Mom's letter had soaked me through, rain pounding my helmet. Her words were waiting, a fire burning in my chest, the foxhole's bugs from February 13th still gnawing at my dreams. My M14 a lifeline then, Eddie's voice one now. Days rolled on, February 26, 27, 28, hauling crates, cleaning rifles, sharing cans, his stories of Jersey weaving tight with mine of Ohio, a bond tightening, a light flickering in the dust, the heat, the quiet before whatever's coming next. 4 days from now, March 1st, I'll drag a bleeding buddy from a stream, water running red, my hands shaking, my first kill staring back at me. Death's weight will hit then, cold and hard, a mark I can't wash off. That's out there, a shadow I can't see yet, but I'll carry Eddie with me, his dime, my letter, step by gritty step, into the dark stretching ahead.